Hey guys, Rob Alden here, IMX Productions, and welcome to a new tutorial. Today we're looking at turning yourself into an Avenger. Okay, so we're going to do a standard Photoshop technique, which is taking your face and putting it on someone else or on another photo or something. So we're going to take our lovely photo of John that we love so much, and we're going to put it on the Avengers. Okay, so these are standard techniques, a really kind of easy formula for taking a photo and placing it on someone else. Now, number one, whenever you're doing this, there's a few things to keep in mind. Number one is you want to choose a photo, you want to try to match a pose. Okay, and what I mean by that is if you're trying to, Photoshop yourself onto a celebrity, your face onto the body of a celebrity or something, if they're looking straight forward and the face you're trying to use is looking this way, that's not going to work. One big one to look at is chin. If someone's kind of looking upwards, if a photo's taken from down below, the chin is going to be very high up, whereas if a photo's taken from up high, the chin's going to be looking down. So this really kind of makes it difficult, and you can tell that things don't look right when you put it together. Okay, so try to match the pose as best as possible. Okay, there's different tricks around that, but that's number one. All right, so let's jump right in. Okay, so here's the photo we're going to be using. These are the Avengers from Infinity War. And here's our hilarious photo of John that we like to use in these tutorials. So first thing, as you can see, I've selected around his head. So everyone should know how to do that pretty much. So I'm just copying and pasting, Control-C, Control-V, bring it in here. Now, hit Command or Control-T for transform. That's how you're going to get these little transform tools here. And first, we're going to pick Bruce Banner because I think he kind of best fits that pose. Okay, so what I like to do first is drop the opacity to about 50 and then try to match the face. So you want to match you go for matching the ears, matching the eyes, matching the hairline. You do your best job at trying to match the face. Okay, and then when we're done, we're going to bring the opacity back up to 100. The next thing we want to try to do is match the skin tones. Okay, now depending on the lighting, depending on the person's natural skin tone, a lot of things, skin tones might look more red, look more yellow, look just washed out if it's a desaturated photo or movie filter. I mean, these are movies, so they use filters. So you want to use different tools. So we're using curves here. So I hit Command or Control M for curves. You can also go up to Edit Adjustments, and all your different adjustment tools are there. We're starting with curves, so we're moving the curve along. There's a lot of these are just random adjustments. Here I'm using hue and saturation, okay, and I'm just kind of shifting the hue here to change it to more yellow. As you can see, he's got a little bit more yellow in the face there. So we're going to color balance, Command or Control B for color balance. I'm dropping shadows more towards blue, more towards yellow. And I mean, like I said, a lot of this is just, you're gonna have to play with these settings. Those are the three basics. You got curves, hue and saturation, and color balance. You play with the settings until you reach something that looks about right. Drop the saturation a little bit. There we go. I'm liking this. Okay. Now, once we've got our skin tone matched fairly well, we're gonna line it up again. You can always just drop the opacity to line it up properly. We then want to do a mask. So we're going to hit this button at the bottom here to add a mask. We're going to fill the mask black. And then we're going to get our brush, make sure it's low hardness, size, and then 100% opacity. And we just want to draw it on the eyes and then start by bringing in the facial features. So start with the eyes, go to the nose. It looks hilarious at this point. And then we bring in the mouth. Okay. Perfect. So we're just going to go around maybe a little more of the forehead there because we're going to do a blend. So we're masking out around the forehead here, and we're basically just using the brush tool and blending our new face onto the original face. I'm going to alter the size and the hardness and the opacity as needed to get the job done. Right around the ear, we're going to go down here by the neck. There we go. That's looking good. There we go. Look at that blend. Perfect. That's looking really cool. Kind of disturbing, but really cool. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna come down here, we're gonna add an adjustment layer, a curves adjustment layer. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add shading to the side of his head, because on the right side of the head there was a bit of shading. So all I'm doing is lowering the curves till it's really dark. Not too dark, but dark enough. And then I'm filling that mask black, because I only wanna shade the side of his head. So once again, we go to get a white brush, and we just draw in the side of his face just to give it some shade. And then we're gonna select the face, inverse that selection, and delete around, because we only want that shading to appear on the face. I don't want it appearing in the background because it's gonna appear off. Okay, and that's it. Look at that blend. That's looking pretty awesome. Now, if we want to get a little creepy, we can add his face. Using the same techniques, we can add his face to the other characters. So always the same steps. We match the skin tones, we match the face, and then we mask around and make sure it blends properly. It's always about that. Okay, so there's Doctor Strange. Let's do Iron Man next. Here we're gonna try to keep his glasses in, so this is gonna be kind of fun. So the only difference here that we're doing is we're going to, when we're masking, we're gonna mask around the glasses because we want to keep them as part of the face. So I'm going around the glasses and just blend that until it looks creepy as anything. Okay, last one, going with Wong. So we're gonna tint, we're gonna match the skin tones, gonna put him in there. This one I am gonna do a warping mesh, just because he has a much rounder face, and we're wrapping him. And there you go. There's our horrific photo full of John Purchase. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun doing these kind of funny tutorials. It's just that simple, guys. You just follow those main steps. You use the transform tool to match the face to the subject, then you match the skin tones. One thing I didn't cover, but you sometimes, depending on the quality of the original image versus the new image, you might have to add some blur or maybe some sharpening in there, just to kind of match the image as much as possible. And then after that, you put a mask and you use your brush and you blend it in. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, guys. It was a lot of fun. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, click that bell so you get notified every time we upload new content. Comment below if you like this or if you have suggestions for future videos. Okay, we will see you next time. Cheers.